Hi everyone, my name is Richard Santoro and I welcome you to Third and Zen, the YouTube channel where every week I'm sharing a spiritual message to nourish ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul. First, as always, thanks for stopping by the channel. Thanks for checking out today's video. I hope this video finds you doing well, and I hope you're taking the time, the energy, the effort to care for yourself, heart, mind, body, and soul. Pardon me. With that being said, let's all take a nice deep breath. Take a moment on this beautiful gray fall day. Welcome to autumn, by the way. Just take a moment, take a breath. Thought that this was an amazing tree. Big giant tree giving us a hug there. Throwing a little Bob Ross wisdom at you there. Good space to stop and just breathe. Just prepare for a message. Be still and be as present as we can be. And let's get started with today's message, shall we? So I'm a big fan of the show on FX and Hulu, The Bear. If you haven't seen it, maybe pause the video, go watch it. 3 very short seasons. It's a fantastic show. Good friend turned me on to it and I love it. It's so good. Now, here's the thing about this show. For those of you that might not know it, it's set in Chicago, about a very tight-knit group of this tribe, this clan of friends and loved ones, family, in a restaurant in Chicago as they try to deal with all their issues and challenges in life and their personalities and their personal journeys and their collective journey and their professional journey with their restaurant. It's an amazing show. Now, the thing about this show is it's funny, it's humorous, it's real life, and it's a little intense. It's starting to rain, which is pretty awesome. It's a little intense at times. The emotional level gets pretty high, and you're watching it, and you feel yourself getting raised with the adrenaline and the emotion of it, and then the episode ends, and that's that. Now, a cool phenomenon has happened that on my YouTube algorithm, shorts of the show have shown up, and because I watched 1 or 2 of them, now even more show up, and I watch even more. And here's the really cool dynamic, the really interesting thing about that. The reason why I would click play on these shorts to watch is because they're great scenes. It's a great show. And I would see these like 30-second little brief moments of the show, an interaction between 2 people or more. And because it was happening for me in these little shorts and not in the heightened adrenaline amidst the episode itself, I was seeing it much differently. Like I see just a little snapshot and I see how brilliant the show is, the performance, the writing, the moments, some of the moments in the show, just an exchange between 2 people are so powerful and so interesting and such amazing writing and acting and all of it. So here's my point. I would watch these shorts and I'd see the show differently. I would be viewing it without being on the heightened emotion and adrenaline of the episode itself. So I would be viewing it in a calm, more peaceful, more present moment. And I'd be able to appreciate it differently and even a little bit more. I was like, wow, I knew this show was great, but I didn't know how great it was till I got to really see those moments in a brief clips and calm and heightened. Now, I think I've said that a couple of times differently, so let me sort of connect this with what I want to say. It's a lot like life, isn't it? We spend so much of our time adrenalized, heightened, in the midst of so many things pushing us and pulling us and having us do this, having us do that, having us respond emotionally, mentally, soulfully, physically. We are so inundated with so many things in our own internal makeup that we're bringing to the table, our past, our present, our worry about the future. We are so inundated with things in our everyday lives, our relationships, our responsibilities, our families, our journey, our professions, our responsibilities. And we are so inundated with so many things socially, on social media and in the news and what's going on in our society and the world around us, that oftentimes in that gigantic, overwhelming big picture, it's the small moments, the little moments that we miss. A beautiful tree, a rainy day, interactions with loved ones or strangers, moments where we recognize God among us, moments of joy, of kindness, of calm, of a deep breath, of a meditation and reflection, of anything, a puppy, a child laughing, a flower, a tree, all these beautiful moments and beautiful people that we see in our everyday lives because it's happening amidst at times the turmoil or the awesomeness, but just the whirlwind of chaos of life. It's these little moments, the chaos and whirlwind of the bear of the episode. Some of them are really dysregulating emotionally, that I miss the little beautiful moments sometimes. I enjoy them when I'm watching it, but when I can zoom out in a way and distract or more disconnect from the episodes themselves and see that one beautiful moment between Richie and Olivia Colman's character and in that one episode where he's filling in at that restaurant, and it's just a brief moment, when I can just see just that moment, when I can be fully present on just that moment, it's awesome. And again, it's the same way with life. Sometimes we need to stop, take a breath, and not to sound cliche, but just the little moments in life. The moments where we see people clearly, where we see that moment clearly, where we are truly present at the calmest and most present version of ourselves. It's a really beautiful experience. Another analogy that I thought of when I was, approaching this message in the Arboretum here is the Metropolitan Museum of Art is it's absolutely one of my favorite places on the planet. I love it so much. Art's a big part of my life, and that place is just such a beautiful, special, amazing place. But the thing about the Met is it's so gigantic and amazing, and there's so much there. It is such a gigantic treasure trove of art and creativity and history and beauty, just to the 9th degree, that it can get overwhelming. I can find myself walking in there and, going through the Egyptian art and the Islamic art and the Renaissance art and the sculptures and the Greco-Roman art and the American wing that's there now, and just all the Tiffany stuff and everything. It's like one thing after another, after another, after another, that, I find myself bouncing from one thing to another, and you're walking through some of the collections of the paintings and going from Van Gogh to a Monet to a Renoir to a Matisse to this to that, and it's so much that I'm missing the moments. If I walked into a room and just saw a Caravaggio or a Degas, I would be present with that and blown away. But when I'm in the museum, it's so gigantic and overwhelming that I often miss the very special little moments. And again, like the bear, like life, it's the little moments, the little engagements, the little interactions, just those little things, the drop of rain. And when we read the Gospels, we can see a lot of that present. Our Judeo-Christian, or just Christianity, I should say, is so heavily focused on the big things: Easter, Christmas, the Nativity, the crucifixion, the empty tomb, the cross, the resurrection, the Last Supper, the this, the that, and rightfully so. I'm not trying to diminish those things, but there is such a gigantic, broad, big picture of Jesus and the Gospels, and again, understandably so. But what we do notice when we zoom in on moments in the Gospels, we see Jesus having a moment with the Samaritan woman at the well. We see Jesus having a moment at the wedding at Cana. We see Jesus having a moment dining with Matthew and his friends and prostitutes and the other local people. We see Jesus having a moment at Peter's house with his mother-in-law. We see Jesus having a moment with Martha and Mary at their home. We see Jesus having a moment with Mary after the passing of Lazarus, and then having a moment with Martha. We see Jesus having a moment in the opening chapters of the Gospel of John, where Nathanael is sitting under a tree and Jesus walks over. Well, no, I'm getting the story wrong. We see Jesus talking to Nathanael about a moment where Nathanael's just sitting under a tree. We see Jesus over and over and over again in these grand moments in the temple, these grand moments, at the Last Supper, these grand moments at the Sermon on the Mount. And then we see these little intimate moments with the blind man, with the leper, We see Jesus having that intimate moment amidst all the chaos of the crowds with that woman with the bleeding condition who touches the hem of his garment, and he creates a little moment with her. So over and over and over again in the Gospels, there are big, grand moments that everything about Christianity has hinged on for 2,000 years, but we also see Jesus showing us the small moments, separate mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically from the whirlwind and chaos of the world around us, and just connecting with a woman here, a man there, child there, this one, that one. Or we see Jesus having his moment where he separates himself, goes up on a mountain to relax, or he goes over to the shore by himself to relax. He has those little moments. And he has that moment after the grandeur of the Last Supper with my body and my blood and the bread and the wine. And it says that they went out and they sang hymns afterwards. Little moments where you just connect with the world around you in a present, calm way that we recognize. Where you connect with people in those present, calm ways where we recognize and we're not distracted by the world around us. So whether it's like the bear and being caught up in the amazingness of the show, the seasons, the episodes, the stories, the whirlwind, the chaos, or the little shorts that just show the focused moments to appreciate the beauty of just that gem amidst the crown of everything. Or whether it's like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, walking through it all and having that quiet, intimate moment with a sculpture or a painting or a piece of architecture, just there. Or out in life and just saying, look at that beautiful tree. I appreciate it. I'm here. I'm present. Doing the best I can to be like Christ. Having moments amidst the chaos and the whirlwind of life. So don't let that pass as best as we can. Every now and then, just stop, take a deep breath, and connect with whatever we're engaged with around us. And the rest will just keep spinning. Thanks be to God. Amen. Okay, my friends, again, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I want to thank you for checking out today's video. I do hope that this video found you doing well. And I hope if you stuck around for the entire message that you found fruit for your journey as you go forward. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great week. Ciao, ciao.